Hello friends, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365, and today I'm going to review the 4K Blu-ray edition of John Carpenter's They Live. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like button, subscribe, hit that bell notification. You can also find me over Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd at Movie Guy 365. Okay, the Shout Factory release of John Carpenter's They Live on 4K is now available in stores. And as far as the movie itself, I actually really enjoy it. I probably hold this in higher regard as far as John Carpenter films goes. It's really one of my favorites. It's something I go back to quite a bit, and it's just something about it is really just kind of alluring. There's a lot to say about the 80s in this movie that even younger I kind of grasped to a bit, but I enjoy the flick a lot. Roddy Piper as Nada is great. Keith David, brilliant in the movie, and it's really, I feel, more an underrated John Carpenter film, generally speaking. You know, a lot of people go to like The Thing or Escape from New York, which I really enjoy as well, but They Live, just in my opinion, is right up there with them. It's really a good movie, and I'm very happy that Shout Factory released this on 4K. Okay, we're going to talk about the picture quality and audio in just a moment, but first let's do a quick unboxing. Okay, we have the Shout Factory edition of They Live in 4K with slipcover. Really nice cover, I like it. It's very good. And then we have the back and the spine, an interior, and then got some artwork on the disc, which is always appreciated. Very nice presentation from Shout Factory. Looks great. Now let's talk about the picture quality and the audio. They Live on 4K has a 2:3:5 aspect ratio with native 4K resolution in HDR10 and Dolby Vision for the grading. For purposes of this review, I will be talking about the Dolby Vision encode. Since this movie was shot on film grain is going to be used here in this production. There was no DNR or anything applied to that effect, and I feel that the grain is good. It's not going to be obtrusive even during those nighttime moments where sometimes it can get a little bit heavy in films. On the 4K presentation, I think it's rendered well, and it looks very good and filmic. In my opinion, this movie looks like it could have honestly been shot just yesterday. It really has a great style to it. And while it does have some of that 80s aesthetic, which is to be expected of course, it has a nice cleanness to the picture overall. I think Dolby Vision does a great job highlighting the movie in a very positive way. It doesn't make it something that it's not, and it looks really good. Colors are rendered naturally. They're not too vibrant, not too out of place. I think it strikes a nice balance, so they look very appropriate there. Skin tones and clothing in particular, also the various scenery of the city, the sky, they look great with Dolby Vision implemented. For a movie shot in the 80s, the black level and shadow detail is rendered very well. Those nighttime scenes look great, appropriately well lit when they need to be, and the dark interiors have the same look. The black and white scenes when Nada puts on the glasses also look really good. Shadow detail looks appropriate and no issues to report in that area. Detail is also what I feel one of the strongest aspects of this particular 4K presentation. Those up-close shots, clothing, skin textures, they look great. Also, the alien textures look really well done. The only complaint I can really speak of as far as this transfer goes, sometimes some scenes look a little bit soft. Occasional shot will pan over and it doesn't look like it quite matches the rest of the 4K presentation. They do spring up from time to time. It was enough for me to notice it, but you should also be made aware it's probably more or less a problem with the source material. But I think overall detail looks really good in this release. They Live on 4K from Shout Factory supports a Dolby Atmos audio presentation. It was definitely not available on the previous Studio Canal release, so if you're purchasing it for the first time, you definitely have a lot to enjoy here on the audio front. For a movie shot in the 80s, which can be sometimes hit or miss when utilizing Dolby Atmos, I feel They Live is a very strong offering. There's a lot of atmosphere, there's a lot of strength behind the overall audio presentation. It sounds good, and all the speakers are well utilized at any given moment. Center channel with dialogue is very clean and clear, no issues to report. The front channels, they handle a lot of the activity throughout the movie, and they do a great job doing so. The mid-levels and rears, this is where I feel that the star of the show really comes to life. There's a lot of atmosphere. There's a lot of action that's sprinkled in those speakers consistently. It's a great sound. It's very immersive. You definitely will find a lot to enjoy here. The height speakers are also utilized very well, mostly to complement the activity happening on screen within the first 20-25 minutes of the movie with the helicopter and the police raid. It flies right over your head. There's a lot of great energy. If you have height speakers, you're definitely going to notice a lot going on there. The LFE is moderately aggressive. Where a lot of movies in that era can have a little bit of a flatness when it comes to the LFE, I feel it's really good. Very strong, energetic, and you definitely are going to feel the rumble in your seats. The Dolby Atmos presentation of They Live is great. It's a fantastic, it's pretty awesome. I did pop in the 2.0 audio mix for you purists out there and gave it a quick listen. It sounds good also, pretty energetic, no issues to really report there. So if you like the 2.0, you have that option, but I would highly recommend giving the Dolby Atmos a try. For the picture quality, I'm going to give They Live on 4K an A-. I think it's a very nice looking picture. It looks great. The 4K with HDR and Dolby Vision really brings out the highlights. Just a couple of spots throughout the movie that are a little bit rendered softly, but for the most part, it's a very nice looking presentation. For the audio mix, I'm going to give it an A. I think the Dolby Atmos on They Live is fantastic. It's very room filling, it sounds great, very immersive. You definitely are going to enjoy it. It has a strong energy to it, and I think you're going to be very pleased here with the results. Should you upgrade to the 4K edition of They Live? If you're a fan of this movie, absolutely. The picture alone is fantastic, but what really puts it over, in my opinion, is the Dolby Atmos. It's a great overall package, and Shout Factory did a wonderful job on this 4K presentation. So that is my review of They Live on 4K. If you're interested in picking this up for yourself, I'm going to go ahead and leave an Amazon link in the comment section and the description of this video. But I want to hear your thoughts. Have you checked it out for yourself? What did you think of the 4K disc? In the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.